Hiya, and welcome back to Rain Check, the game that teaches us that Theo should he needs to go to bed. He just needs to go to bed. No, it's the video that is too strong for stream. He just needs to go to bed. He's still a little goober and he needs to go to bed. He is cute as fuck though. Anyways, let's just hop right in. He does. Fucking laptop needs a break. It's about to fucking die. It does. It hates it with a burning passion, so I have to go out of my way to mod all the animations out. I have to go out of my way to do that. Otherwise it'll fucking die. God damn. Anyways, what the hell do I do now? That's a hell of a start. I rise from bed and stretch my tired limbs, letting out a soft groan as I mute my alarm. Jeez. My gaze is drawn to the softly blinking segmenter on my bedside table. Oh right, maybe it's time to figure out what this thing does. I pick it up, power it on, and find myself staring at the tiny LED screen, feeling a bit lost. With just a handful of buttons, it can't be that complicated, can it? I press each button methodically, but the screen remains unchanged. Oh, god damn it, side loadly. Now's not the time. I'll refresh Saleo later. Refresh Saleo later. Try aiming the segmenter around, but unsurprisingly nothing happens. Feeling frustrated, I opt for a quick refresh in the bathroom instead. God, I look like a mess. I fixate on the bruise on my thigh, wincing as I gently prod it. Well, at least it's not getting any worse, I guess. Huh? Wonder who that could be. Bruce said he'd let me know when they're coming to pick me up. I cautiously approach the door, looking through the spyglass. I find it darker than expected. Did the hallway lights go out? I'm barely able to make out a nervous-looking hyena on the other side. Who is this guy? Hi, can I help you? I speak up, making sure they can hear me through the door. Hi, is your power out too? I'm staying in the room next to you. About that. It's just Dave. It's just Dave. Dave is on our vacation with us. My power? Hit the light switch by the door. No, it seems fine. Oh, I guess I'll talk with the front desk about it. Thanks. The hyena disappeared from view before I slowly opened the door and noticed the lights in the hallway flickering. Wait. I looked down at the segmenter still in my paws. Did I do that? Holy shit, this thing has crazy range! Well, now that I know what it's capable of, I shouldn't mess around with it anymore. I see why Javier was so cautious earlier. I walk over to my bedside table and pick up my phone. Hello?
We'll be there in 30 minutes. Please change it to something more inconspicuous.
Hey, Javier, sure, what should I... The call abruptly ends before I can finish my question. Well, so much for that. Oh, Theo. It's been over 40 minutes now. This drive feels way longer than I remember. Also, is jockstrap good for stream? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm not too worried about that because, like, it can just be played off as, oh, they're playing sports. They're playing sports. Yeah. It can be played off as that. Anything else, then no. But I still might end up censoring. I don't fucking know. It's been over 40 minutes now. This drive feels way longer than I remember. We haven't really talked much earlier since Ruse focused on driving and Javier's typing away on his laptop. Eventually I can spot the familiar lights blinking from the cooling towers off in the distance. You must be getting close. Well, we're almost there. How are you feeling, Theodore? Honestly, still kinda nervous, but at least I'm not scared anymore. Good, you have nothing to be afraid of. I want to know why I got those texts and why the power plant. What does it all mean? There's Monty, too. Exactly. I was wondering what the connection is, or if there even is any. Wait, did I read the right character for that? Yeah, I did. The car suddenly jolts, causing Javier's laptop to fall on the floor.
Could you try to avoid the potholes? I'm working here.
How about I drive over 3 more? Just for you. Fox focuses back on his laptop, sounding defeated. Are you almost done?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to wrap up the decryption process on the data Lawrence gave me, among some other things. But it's taking longer than expected. If it's not PGP2, then... Don't tell me it's...
The Fox continues to murmur to himself about the contents on his screen that I don't fully understand. Some time passes and the familiar sights of the streets and buildings around me start to become recognizable. In any case, we're as close as we can be. The Fox closes his laptop shut and stores it away in the glove compartment.
Alright, I wasn't getting anywhere anyway, thanks to somebody!
So, what's the plan? I think I figured out their friendship dynamic. Rue is the smartass. Javier is the fucking demon. And Theodore is just sitting there, he's the cute one. We have the smart, sexy one. The short demon. And the cute one. There we go. So, what's the plan? Rue parks the car, and the two of them turn around to face me. We did some more investigating earlier and found out this place was decommissioned years ago, yet it's still operating. And the mascot, yeah. Theo's also the mascot. We all love Theo.
Which means the people, the activity, and especially the signal shouldn't have been there earlier. I got the paperwork and warrant pre-approved, signed, and submitted so we can infiltrate inside, too.
What? Rue's sudden sharp voice catches me off guard.
What do you mean, what?
That's not why I asked you to get the paperwork signed. We're not going inside.
What? Then why the hell did you ask me to do it?
It's so we can be here in the first place and collect information that's defensible in court.
Okay, and? We already went in earlier, so the warrant practically covers us going in again.
What's going on? What's this warrant? We need to get a warrant every time we investigate any points of interest. It lets us investigate and deem any information we gather there to be lawful and usable in court if needed. Normally get one approved before we visit a location, but we couldn't get one approved for this morning on such short notice until recently.
Which means we had to get permission to go inside, since that's what we did earlier.
Which we're not. You saw what happened. It's too dangerous. We're going to stay outside and survey from a distance.
What, too dangerous? You could have taken on at least 24 of those guys if you weren't too busy saving that pig earlier. Let's have Theodore go inside alone while I sneak back in to investigate the signal. Meanwhile, you can keep an eye on Theodore just to be safe.
No.
Why do you always have to be so stubborn?
You hear yourself, it's too dangerous. Theodore could get hurt. Yeah, we don't want the mascot to get hurt.
That's why you're there.
The two continue arguing until Rue raises his voice, which silences Javier and shakes the entire car. Since we can't come to a decision, why don't we ask Theodore? It's his issue after all.
Fine, that sounds good to me. I'm sure Theodore can pick the obvious answer here.
The two stare at me eagerly, each hoping I'll side with them. Huh? You guys want me to decide?
Yes, now choose. We don't have all night.
Oh, fuck. Whose plan are we following? Wait. Is this actually the route? Is this actually the route choices? Or is this game linear? Why can't we do Rue's plan? Oh, it's not ready. It's not ready. Okay. Well, we'll just create a save right here, and we'll come back to it. We'll come back for you, Rue BB girl. Like, if we click on Rue's plan, then it's not available. So, Javier's plan it is. Well, I mean, we're already here, right? We'll probably get more information if we go back inside.
See, Rue, I'm glad someone agrees with me.
But could you explain again why we're looking for the signal? What's so important?
I was oversimplifying.
Javier noises.
That is to simply say, wouldn't it be suspicious to find something where it doesn't belong?
Yeah, I guess. I know we're betraying the himbo.
Great, then if that's all the questions, I suggest we depart at once. The faster we get in, the faster we can leave. The faster I can go home. As for our escape route, I can drive the car to the front afterwards, and you two can make a run for it. Then we leave.
Okay, but I don't really like the idea of being a distraction or bait. What if I stayed in the car?
Listen, I don't want you to be here at all, but somebody wanted to bring you along.
I told you it's better we keep him close in case something happens.
Fine, but if he's here, he's going to be useful.
He's going to be a liability if he goes in.
You mutt! He's already a liability just being here.
Javier ignores Rue's disdain and returns his attention to me.
Theodore, they're expecting you, and we need to take advantage of that, right?
I nod, slowly understanding the task at hand. So, you want me to be like Monty and get information?
Precisely.
But what if they recognize me?
We were undetectable earlier, jammed their cameras, and Rue put the rest of the guys into a coma, probably. Nothing to worry about.
I guess.
Don't sweat it. Rue will be nearby to make sure you're okay. While I'll be infiltrating inside, understand?
The fox stares at Rue, who responds back with a low growl before turning to look at me. Fine.
Great, then we'll be needing these.
The fox opens the glove compartment and takes out a case that contains several earpieces.
Take one and put it in your ear so we can communicate with you.
I do as I'm told and place one lightly in my ear. Javier inspects my ear and gives me a curt nod before they follow my lead.
Alright, looks like we're good to go.
The three of us carefully walk down the dark, wide road towards the power plant, with Rue leading the way. It's awfully silent. What happened to the ambient noises I heard earlier? After some time, we come to a stop as we see the gates in the horizon. We should split off here.
Okay, Theodore. All you have to do is walk up to the gates and announce yourself. Should be easy enough.
I stare back at Rue, who still looks miffed about this.
I'm going around the back. I'll notify you two when I'm done.
The fox makes his way off the road, disappearing off behind some buildings. Are you ready? I think so. I wouldn't be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, though. That's normal. Go on, I'll be watching out for you from the sides. The wolf pats me on the back before giving me a wink and a small push forward. Break a leg. Ah, real funny. You're a funny man. Oh my god, a taco sounds so good. I walk up to the gate, aware that my presence is probably being monitored by the countless cameras around. Hello? I'm here for I got the text saying to come here. I try to knock on the gate for attention and feel the gate slowly being pushed free. Huh, that's strange, it's not locked. Hello? Is anybody here? I stand around for almost a full minute before Javier's voice rings through the earpiece.
Wait a bit and see if anyone comes out. I'm not seeing any signs of activity back here.
Sure, but the gate's not locked. Maybe they all left?
In that case, try and go in and look around.
Okay. I push the gate until there's just enough room for me to slip in. I'm coming inside. I announce myself for the final time, but when nothing happens, I make my way in. The silence is more noticeable now that I'm roaming around. Something seems off. There's equipment scattered across the area with forklifts and trucks parked in the middle of the place. It's like whoever was here just vanished. Guys, this place is empty.
As expected, I've picked up the underground signal again. Heading towards it now. How does it look outside, Rue?
No cars anywhere, not even in the parking lot. Shall we meet up with you, Javier?
Not yet. Try and see if you two can gain access to the control room, while I try and figure out how to track down the signal. It might provide some insight as to what happened here.
Control room? Hi. Stay put, Theodore. I'm just around the corner. Okay. Oh yeah, I told Katsuki to fucking die. Hey, I was telling him good luck. I spent the next few moments in complete silence waiting by a utility shed for Rue. Unnerving as it is, I managed to keep my composure long enough to see Rue pop up from around the corner, beckoning for me. See, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be doing that. Theo. Theo. Theodore. Theodore. Listen, you're much brave, you're much more courageous than me. Cause I would have already had a fucking panic attack. I would have already had a panic attack. Unnerving as it is, I managed to keep my composure long enough to see Rue pop up from around the corner, beckoning for me. I found a way in. Come. To the control room? Probably. I follow Rue through a side path that I didn't take while coming in, and it leads to an imposing building with large glass doors. Did you see anything on your way in? No, did you? No. I'm starting to think they left right after we did. What makes you say that? Just a hunch. It feels so weird seeing all the equipment just laying around. This place was supposed to be abandoned years ago. It makes me wonder how long it's been occupied, considering most of the buildings and vehicles look relatively well kept. We make it to an old set of large barred steel doors before a small, unassuming building. These doors are unlocked, and if you follow the walls, it leads to that large warehouse over there. He effortlessly swings the doors open, takes a peek inside, and enters before nodding me over. You see, I wouldn't do that. I would find a hiding place, curl up into a ball, and start crying. Purely out of fear that I'd be caught and found. And probably murdered. See, it's like, I'm not scared of heights. I'm scared of the Earth's gravitational pull that is trying to kill me. I'm not scared of the dark. I am scared of what's hiding in the dark that's trying to kill me. I'm not scared of the North Sea. I am scared of what's in the North Sea that wants to kill me. Get the fuck out of my closet before I get a goddamn shotgun. Just kidding, I could never do that to you. What else was there? And it's like, I am not scared of that corner. I am scared of what's around that corner that's trying to kill me. He effortlessly swings the doors open, takes a peek inside, and enters before nodding me over. It's clear. I make my way in, following Rue, but immediately stop when I realize that the room is mostly lit up. Huh. The lights are still on. Does that mean someone's still here? Not necessarily. These look motion activated. We spent the next few moments scanning around, finding a way forward. Over there, that way. The wolf points down a long, narrow hallway that's covered with folders and paper haphazardly scattered about. Careful, these pipes are dangerously low. I watch Rue as he maneuvers his way through the obstacles with ease, ducking under and striding over all the pipes that protrude from the walls. It makes it look so easy. What's with all these papers? Looks like whoever dropped these didn't have time to pick them back up. We quickly notice that most, if not all, papers have been blacked out and redacted. Wolf picks up a couple of folders and quickly scans their contents before throwing them back down. Notice how they're all spotless and clean. These were placed here rather recently. They've all been redacted. How suspicious. Carefully, I pick up a paper and try to hold it against the light to see if I can read anything. That won't work. They're photocopies. I wonder what they're trying to hide. Probably something illegal. We exit the hallway and enter a large holding area for supplies. Rue, why are you smiling? I don't think this leads to the control room. Dead end. My eyes catch sight of a stairwell on the side of the wall that leads to a door on the second floor. Wait, maybe not. It keeps going over there.
Where are you guys?
We're in some kind of buffer area where they store equipment and supplies.
Did you find the control room?
No, not yet. What's the matter?
Theodore. Did you just use your phone a moment ago?
No, why?
I just got a high-frequency spike from my spectrometer. meaning someone's phone is broadcasting to a nearby cell tower.
Then we're not alone. How annoying.
What? Exactly, and they're close by, so be careful. I'm still trying to gain access to the basement.
Alright. So... Rue returns back and nods as I motion to the stairs, though our movements now are much slower and methodical, making sure we don't make too much noise. I really hope we don't run into anyone. I don't want to get into another fight. As we reach the top, Rue scouts through the door's only window. This way. We entered into another hallway, but this looks a lot more run down and damp. There's at least 10 rooms that have their doors fully open. It feels like this place got pillaged with how messy everything is. What the hell happened here? Though my voice is a whisper, Rue glances back at me and puts a digit to his lips. We slowly navigate down the mess, periodically glancing into the rooms as we pass. Room 32A, Room 32B. The rooms look identical. A bunch of desks with some lab equipment on top, with the occasional empty beakers on the side, with all the cabinets wide open. Otherwise, they're pretty much empty. Eventually, we reach the end of the hallway and turn the corner, only to be greeted by a skinny metal door. Stairs. The wolf opens the door and peers down a dark stairwell. Javier, we found the stairs that go down at least 4 floors.
Let me know where it leads. I just got down to the basement.
I take that as my cue to enter and descend down floor after floor in what seems to be the most eerie set of stairs I've ever seen. We enter another corridor, but this one is dimly lit with emergency lights casting a strange glow on everything. We're in the basement now. Where are you?
I'm by the ventilation system.
We couldn't find the control room though, so maybe it's in another building.
That's fine, it's not important. Where are you guys?
We're in a hallway with some unlabeled rooms. I don't think we're close by. Should we come find you?
No need, I know where you guys are. Give me a second, I need to show you something I found.
I look over at Rue, who's peering into a room that's filled with equipment. Is this a power plant or a laboratory? Now that you mention it, there was some lab stuff we passed upstairs. The wolf walks over to another door, peers in through the door window, and attempts to open the door. Locked. Tempted to see how well this door holds up, but I rather not draw any attention to us. Curious, I look through another door on the opposite side. Test tubes, microscopes, and... Is that one of those chemical showers? Don't you notice anything off about all these rooms? Off? No, not really. Exactly. These rooms look well maintained. So I guess they were doing research here up until recently? Yup. Rue and I exchange glances as we both hear footsteps off in the distance. Javier, is that you? Whispers quietly as I can into the earpiece.
And that depends, do you hear this?
There's a faint snap off in the distance. Ooh, I thought you were the mysterious guy looking around. The fox turns around from the corner down the hall. Never been this happy to see Javier.
I heard what you guys were talking about, but I think you two might find this more interesting.
He unfolds a piece of crumpled paper from his pocket and passes it over to Rue. Wolf examines it before showing it to me. It's redacted and blacked out, just like the papers we saw earlier. We saw something similar like this already.
I overheard, but this one's different.
How?
It might be hard to tell with the poor lighting here, but that isn't a photocopy.
It's not? I see. Which means we can potentially put out some information from it.
Precisely, there's also something peculiar on the other side, but I'm not sure what to make of it yet.
Wolf flips over the paper, our eyes scan the documents for anything out of the ordinary. I see. What? I don't see what's Oh. My eyes stop at the bottom of the page. There's 2 particular words that aren't redacted. Skeleton, and then several lines below that. Hazanide. Skeleton, Hazanide? Skeleton. How interesting that would show up here. Not surprised, though. Wait, that skeleton? Do you think that this is related to me and Monty? Or maybe they're involved in some illegal drug production? There's a long drawn out sigh that escapes Rue. I hate to admit this, but it looks like we need to discuss this with Lawrence.
I'll look at it closer. Hazanite appears to be part of a longer word, but it's been blacked out.
Where'd you find this?
Found it crumpled up on the ground as I passed by the back gates. Interesting thing is, it was next to a large incinerator.
Lucky you.
They don't call me the Lucky Fox for nothing.
No one calls you that.
Well, we could start.
No. The fox takes a paper back and pulls out his phone with a small metal frame attached to it.
Anyway, let's continue searching for the signal.
Javier's phone emits a faint beep every so often as we pass by another lengthy, wide hallway.
We're getting closer now. The RF signals are spiking in this direction.
He points to another section of the hallway separated by two large doors. Careful, we don't know what or who we might find in there. I heed Rue's warning and let the two pass in front of me as I carefully tread behind them. Javier takes the lead and stops just beside the door, staring at the door plate. Server room. The fox gets on his toes, carefully peering into the room via the small window on the door.
It looks empty.
Turns the door handle and surprisingly is able to push it open before looking inside.
Empty.
Not locked, huh? Got a bad feeling about that. Theodore, go in with Javier. I'll stay out here and keep watch. Sure. It's so warm in here. And loud. That's how a server room works. The room's big and packed with countless server racks, each housing at least a dozen servers all whirring about. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought we were at a data center than a power plant.
So these were the signals I've been picking up.
The fox gazes intently at his phone, screen flickering rapidly regardless of the direction he turns it. I'd expect a power plant to have a server room.
Almost all do now, to monitor and manage their operations efficiently. However, the size of this one seems disproportionate.
I can finally download all the furry visual novels from itch.io. The fox scans through the rack of computers that line up the room. What are we looking for exactly?
Not sure yet. But there might be a computer nearby to control these servers.
Computer, you mean like that one over there? I point to a corner of the room that's lined up with monitors and equipment. Javier looks at me in surprise and wastes no time walking over.
Huh, it's already on.
But nobody's around. Do you think whoever was using it left the computer on? The fox studies the screen and shakes his head in agreement slowly.
System backup to the cloud, huh? And it was scheduled 10 minutes ago, too.
Javier wastes no time in taking out a small USB and plugs it directly into the computer.
I'm copying data.
Are you sure we should be doing that?
Technically, this place is supposed to be abandoned, so I don't see why not.
The fox stares back at the screen and frown starts to form.
This is going to take a couple of minutes.
Isn't that fast?
This USB is copying on just under a petabyte per second, which means these servers have a lot stored on them. We can leave immediately after this is done.
What about the control room? I thought we were looking for that.
I wanted to get access to their internal network, but since we're already here...
His attention goes back to the screen, but Rue suddenly appears next to us, a look of urgency on his face. Hi, someone's coming!
Shall
The fox quickly guns down a row of servers, disappearing from sight. Fuck. We are fucked. With no good hiding spots around, Rue and I hide behind the largest server rack we can find at the corner of the room, opposite from the computer and entrance. I'm really hoping the noise and servers are enough to conceal us. Rue squats down, motioning me to do the same, as he peers through the gaps between the servers. What do you see? Someone. They're gray and... a snow leopard. Same one Monty said? I can't tell. I can only see their tail. On a scale from 1 to 10, my friends, we're fucked. What do we do now? Leave. Start inching our way towards the exit, but we halt in our tracks when we hear something faint through all the noise.
Shit! Hey, let go of me!
Come here, you piece of shit! Javier's voice is panicked on the earpiece, with Rue getting up immediately and rushing over. Crap. I take my earpiece off and run the other way, trying to keep myself hidden as I try to get a better view. I slowly creep down the aisles, making sure not to reveal my location too soon.
Let go of me, you cat!
Shit, where's Javier? His voice is muffled through all the noise, but he sounded close by. I sneak down another row and catch a glimpse of Rue through a small divide in the cabinets. Rue's standing in front of the snow leopard who has Javier in a precarious chokehold. A blade pressed alarmingly close to his throat. More spies, huh? Quick, Theo, hit him with the Beyblade. Who are you working for? Who sent you? Hang on. Oh, shit. Start talking or I'll slit his fucking throat in half. Masked man moves the blade closer to Javier as Rue slowly inches his way forward.
We're not spies!
Bullshit! Wolf calmly rises paws out, hoping to de-escalate the situation. Relax. Put the knife down. Let's talk. Stay the fuck back. Don't tell me what to do. You don't think I'll do it, huh? He points the knife wildly, bouncing between Javier and Rue. Wait, I know you. You're the one who beat the shit out of us earlier. Now you're back to finish the job, huh? We're everywhere, you can't do shit to us. Shit, I need to do something or Javier's going to die! Wait, I got the segmenter. I'm practically around the corner at this point, but it still seems like I'm hidden. Okay, I'll jump out, distract them, and then turn off the lights. Hopefully that'll give an opening for Rue to save Javier. Let this be a lesson, you fucking wolf! No one crosses blackout and lives with it. I hear Javier yell out as a masked man holds him tighter in the chokehold. Hey! I jump around the corner in a panic, start mashing the buttons on the segmenter as fast as I can. Who the hell? There's a sudden loud bang that pierces the silence, accompanied by a bright flash of light. Ugh! Is that a gun? I immediately duck down and scramble to hide behind one of the shelves for cover. Fuck off! There's nothing but silence. Is it over? Ugh! The seconds tick by painfully as my eyes adapt to the darkness, only to be momentarily blinded by the emergency lights kicking in. I don't hear anything. There's no one around. Guys?
Ugh.
Wait, Javier, are you okay?
Spy my ass.
My eyes finally readjust and I rush over to the fox that's now laying on the ground. Javier, are you okay? Where's Rue? Where's the other guy?
They ran out.
I kneel down trying to get closer to Javier. Are you hurt?
Obviously.
The fox slowly rises, patting the dirt off his clothes and feeling his neck. Are you okay? What happened?
I fell over and got winded. My neck is sore, but fortunately it's not sliced open.
What happened? Javier takes a moment to catch his breath as he stares off towards the exit.
After you turned off the power, I saw an opening to bite on their arm, but subsequently got knocked down when Rue came charging in. I couldn't see much after that, but I heard them run out. Also, he was equipped with a knife and a gun. Talk about prepared.
The fox nods at me as I reveal the segmenter from my paw.
So that's what it was. Good thinking. Although you could have done it sooner.
Thanks, I kind of panicked at the last second, so I just ended up mashing the buttons, but I'm glad it worked out.
What do you mean you mashed the buttons?
It was more or less mashing the buttons on the...
You mean you didn't use the lowest setting?
I don't know!
You idiot!
This is the first time I've ever seen Javier this angry. The fox takes out his phone and waves the blank screen to me.
Let's hope my phone hasn't been damaged.
Javier rushes to the computer that's now off to retrieve his USB.
And let's hope the data isn't corrupted either.
I'm sorry you were in danger, that was the only thing I could think of! Sends a piercing glare my way, but then eases, releasing a heavy sigh.
Sorry. Let's make sure Rue's okay.
The fox approaches me awkwardly and hesitantly reaches out a paw before immediately retracting it.
And thank you for saving me.
I'd be crying.
I owe you.
Don't mention it! Is this how he says thanks? As we head back up, there's no sign of Rue, but we trace his likely path through the vague wreckage he left behind. There's shattered glass and swung open doors that weren't there earlier.
Stay alert, that cat could still be lurking around.
I hold on to a broom I found while making our way up, ready to swing if that snow leopard shows up again. Spend the next several minutes searching for the floors for Rue, but it ends up fruitless.
I swear to God, why would he do something as dangerous as chasing after a maniac?
You think it's okay?
Yes, but I'm more worried about us.
Eventually, we make our way back to where I first entered from, and I see Rue off in the distance, completely drenched from head to toe. Rue!
Jesus!
I rush over to Rue, who clearly looks annoyed. The bastard! You're not hurt, are you? What happened? He extends out a paw from his pocket, revealing the same knife that was used on Javier earlier. There's a particular pointiness to the knife that makes me nervous just looking at it. The fox takes out a small Ziploc bag from within his coat and gingerly stores it inside.
How exotic. I've never seen a blade as sharp as this. Glad it's in my paws instead of on my neck.
Wait, isn't that the snow leopard's? He threw it at me when I was trying to catch him, but... The wolf looks outside, and it's only now that I realize how hard it's storming. Rue, your shoulder! Stare in disbelief as I point at the dark red soaked stain that's slowly seeping down his coat. I'll be fine, he only grazed me.
Would you please be more careful? What am I going to do if you get hurt? Though we've made a lot of progress tonight, which means I have a lot to process.
Okay, so what do we do now?
We leave, especially since Rue here is injured.
Oh, hiya. Hiya, welcome. Uh, Mr. Developer, I think. Yeah, I think he's the developer. But it's pouring outside. Rue walks over and wraps me underneath his coat, which is surprisingly dry on the inside. Come on, it's getting late. 3508. 3509. Wonder why Rue wants to talk about at this time of night. I'm here. The door swings open and I'm greeted with the sight of Rue in just his jockstrap. Oh, is this about time? I can come back later. No, come in. It's late enough. I decide to plop down on the sofa, trying my best to not stare as Rue changes. So, how's your shoulder? The wolf scoffs and gives me a grin. I told you, it's just a graze, nothing to worry about. You say that, but it's not every day I see someone get shot. He quickly flexes his broad arms and gives a shrug back. I'm fine. If you say so. I can't help but sneak a few glances over at Rue, admiring his well-defined back muscles through his coffee-red fur. Anyway, what's up? Why'd you ask me to come over? You said it was something important? We can talk about that later. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We both stare at my stomach that grumbles on cue. No. Perfect. Dinner's on me. Let's go. Wait, what? Go where? It's almost 11. What's even open at this time? Javier made reservations at The Escapade, but he's passing. Said he had too much work to do tonight. This late? He's a workaholic. What can you expect? So, what do you say? I think I'll pass too. Today's been crazy, and I'm mentally and physically exhausted. Rue shakes his head disapprovingly. Alright, what do you want to eat? Huh? Forget the reservation. I'll order something instead. But I thought your phone was broken. Finally got a replacement from Javier earlier. Oh, in that case, you can order whatever. I'm not picky. He chuckles as he finishes zipping up his pants. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Oh well. Got it. I'll surprise you. There, it'll take a bit before the food's here. The wolf puts his new phone away before sitting down on the bed. Nice, what did you order? You'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I hope you're doing well, after everything today. I hope it wasn't too traumatic. Yeah, it was okay. Definitely a new experience for me. What about you? You've always been asking me how I've been, but I don't think I've ever stopped to ask about you. He ponders at me for a few seconds, seemingly thinking how to reply. I'm fine. Rue looks away, yet I can't help but give back a smile. That's good. You said you're here for the convention, right? Any plans after? I sighed the thought of returning back home and applying for jobs. No, not much afterwards. Fly back, start reapplying for jobs, look after the house, look after my mother. I stop myself as I realize I'm starting to ramble on. Ha, sorry. Don't be. Is your mother ill, if you don't mind me asking? No, she's fine, at least physically. She was diagnosed with chronic depression shortly after my father passed away. Sorry I asked. No, it's okay. I've pretty much gotten used to it, for the most part. I take in a deep sigh and I stare out the window. Hey, can I ask a silly question? What is it? What question are we going to ask? Do you believe in aliens? Do you believe in God? We can ask all three! My eyes fixate on the night sky before locking onto an airplane soaring by. Do you think there's life out there in space? Try to sound as serious as possible, Rue shoots me a look. Like aliens? Yeah, kinda. Space is so vast, there's billions and billions of galaxies out there, each with their own planets. So maybe some of the planets even have life and their own societies, and government, and creatures living their own lives, even their own struggles. Maybe even one of them is looking up at their own night sky, wondering the same thing. He strokes his chin, lost in thought. I've never thought about it like that. Maybe. Who knows? I chuckle back at Rue, who looks confused. Why do you ask? You don't look like an astronomer. Well, sometimes when life's too much and I'm not sure what to do, I think about just how small we all are in the grand scheme of things. How much we don't matter and how silly all our problems are. I hope that makes sense. The wolf smiles back and I can't help but follow. You have a lot on your mind, don't you? His words take me aback, although I shouldn't be surprised that he could tell. It's pretty obvious at this point. Probably not as much as you. To be frank, I couldn't care less about aliens or even most people, but we all have our struggles, and we just need to tackle them one at a time. I nod, internalizing his words as I stare off at the darkened horizon. Oh, I got another stupid question. It's not stupid, go ahead. I stare at my paws before focusing my attention at Rue. Do you think there's some kind of god out there? The wolf cranes his head, his brows furrowing at my question. No. Do you? I shake my head. Me neither. Maybe I did when I was little. All I remember was that after discovering about God, I thought there was someone out there watching over me. But I gave up on that thinking soon after my dad passed away. I know it's a pretty naive way of thinking, but what kind of God lets their people suffer? I can't speak much about gods and such, but that is a naive way of thinking. Wait, what? The world's filled with its evils. What's wrong with wanting to feel safe? I return a small smile as I find some comfort in his words. There isn't... Things might be difficult at times, but it'll pass. It always does. And if it doesn't, well, you've got bigger problems to worry about at that point. Yeah. Okay, this is the final last question, I promise. I give Rue an earnest smile in which he returns a doubtful smirk. I'm not your therapist, you know, but go ahead. He chuckles and we both end up staring at the cityscape below. I watched this documentary before about time travel, and well, do you think it'll ever be real? It's already real. We're moving through time every moment. Haha, okay, smart guy. But do you ever think we could travel back in time? With how technology has been advancing these days, who knows? But I'm doubtful. Would you travel back in time if you could? You'd be able to go back and fix your mistakes and maybe even change the past. Because I know I would. Rue doesn't answer immediately, his face appearing conflicted with how he's staring at me. Eventually he looks down at his lap and then finally to me. No, I wouldn't. But why not? Simple. I believe we're defined by our experiences, our failures and accomplishments, our memories. It's what makes us who we are today. And I wouldn't want to be anybody else but me. His words weigh heavy, and I can tell they're from the heart. Something about it puts me at ease. We sit there in a comforting silence for a few moments, admiring the scenery below. You know, I used to be like you once upon a time. What do you mean? Oh, hiya. Full of wonder and introspectiveness. It's a crazy world out there, Theodore, and I don't blame you for feeling this way. Just make sure you don't lose sight of what's important to you and you'll be alright. I nod slowly. He gets up and smirks at me. Next time you want to be philosophical, give me a heads up. I was expecting a joke when you said silly. Looks like the food's here. I might take a bit. Feel free to entertain yourself. I give Rue an earnest smile as he picks up the TV remote and tosses it on the bed. Thanks. Be back. Man, that really drained me. I guess I could see what's on while I wait. I flip through the channels and the local news station catches my attention.
Now to bring you the latest breaking news. Large groups of protesters have gathered outside City Hall in protest against new city bylaws. Locals say it's only a matter of time before things get chaotic.
Screen cuts to a shot of what I can only assume is a city official being swarmed by a mob of people. Yikes, I wouldn't want to be him.
The new proposed law would allow zoning laws to be less strict, allowing companies to build their factories and waste management deeper in the city.
Hold up.
Concerns were raised when locals discovered just how much pollutant would be dumped into neighboring areas, particularly the sea. The mayor has commented that this is, quote, what the local economy needs to grow, end quote, but many in these protests would disagree. I'm joined with local now. Please, sir, can you tell me just how important this issue means to you?
He's eepy. There's a sudden weightlessness as my body touches something soft. Huh? Rue, what are you doing? Slowly get up, realizing that I'm now on the bed. When did that happen? Didn't mean to wake you. I saw you practically falling off the sofa. Oh. I let out a long yawn, trying to remember what I was doing before I drifted off. The food's on the counter. How long was I asleep? About 10 minutes. My face starts to flush from embarrassment. I see. My nose twitches as I smell something fragrant off in the distance. Get up and am immediately dumbfounded by the amount of pizza present. What the hell? You ordered 4 boxes? You're not the only one with an appetite. What? You spend the next little while devouring the pizza, only slowing down a last box. What? A lot happened. A lot happened. Like, um, Rue got shot. We got a knife. Look out, he's got a knife. What do you have? A knife! No! And just a bunch of shit. And I think we're nearing the end. I don't know. We spend the next little while devouring the pizza, only slowing down on the last box. Full. The wolf stretches his arms, revealing just how stuffed his stomach really is. Yeah, you can say that again. I feel like I could pass out at any moment. You sure you don't want seconds? I should order more. I'm good anymore and I'd throw up. I thought you'd have a bigger stomach than that, especially after everything today. What's up? You know, in terms of your situation, it's safe to say that whoever's in charge of Blackout, they won't be contacting you anymore. Javier and I suspect something had scared them off between sometime in the morning and evening when we arrived. That's great to hear. Rue's ears briefly flatten, and for a moment a frown flickers across his face. Right? Our responsibility with you is over since there's no longer any threat. What? Right? Wolf sighs and returns a bittersweet smile. It's been an interesting and enjoyable 2 days with you, to say the least, but you really shouldn't be involved in this any more than you need to. You could have died earlier. His words make sense, and I should be happy that it's finally over, but there's a feeling of emptiness that I can't shake off. I nod back, not really sure what to say. Is this what you wanted to talk about earlier? He nods back solemnly. As much as I like having you around, I have a job to do. You understand, right? I sigh. I know. Honestly, this was the first time I felt like I was doing something important in a long while. So this was a good opportunity in trying to prove something of myself. Though, I feel like I can still do more, if you let me, you know? Sorry, I'm rambling again. I know this is going to sound so stupid, but I thought you were looking after me. I let out an awkward chuckle and pull out the segmenter that's still in my pocket. I'm sure Javier told you, but I kind of botched the investigation earlier with this. I hand it back to Rue while staring at the ground, avoiding eye contact. Can we still hang out? Sorry, we can't. But why? I ask without thinking. It's obvious why. I look up and see Rue conflicted. You should go. He looks like he wants to tell me something, but is holding me back. Okay. Thanks for everything. And let Javier know too. Turn around and make my way for the exit. Theodore. Take care. I shouldn't try and get too attached. I should have known from the start that our friendship would have been temporary. At least everything's back to normal. Feels so weird being in here. Despite everything, these past 2 days might just be the highlight of my trip, as crazy as that sounds. I sigh as the empty feeling grows more apparent. I need to get a grip, but I'm not sure what's wrong with me. Maybe a bath will clear my mind. I glance down at the tub, but then my gaze shifts to the bruise on my thigh. Definitely looks worse than it feels. I'm glad Rue was able to take a look at it. Ah, Rue. Still not sure what to think of what happened earlier, but I slowly grope myself, recalling the smell and taste of the large maroon wolf. Fuck. Nope, I shouldn't. I should try and plan out what to do tomorrow instead. Oh shit! Panic and turn the valve shut before the water overflows. Just how long was I spacing out for? Carefully lower myself into the tub, the hot water spilling from my weight. Whatever, I'll clean it up later. Hot water envelops me and I'm finally able to relax. No more weird texts. No more fights. No more putting my life at risk. No more Rue. Someone's knocking at this time of night? Well, I would be stupid to hope it'd be Rue, but maybe? Just a second. Quickly hop out of the tub and wrap on a towel before checking through the spyglass. Is Rue! Hey! Wolf points to my towel and my face immediately heats up. How ironic. I was taking a bath. Should I come back? No, it's fine. Is something wrong? Nothing's wrong, I just wanted to talk. Oh, sure, come in then. Quickly throw on some clean clothes as Rue makes his way back into my room. Silently staring out the window. So what did you want to talk about? What's on your mind? Not much, I guess just thinking about what to do tomorrow. What about you? What were you going to say earlier about me looking after you? You look so nervous. His question catches me off guard and I'm left feeling flustered. I did say that, didn't I? I know the investigation is over, but I thought you'd stay with me longer because of what we said, because of what we did earlier. Sorry. Siru staring at me through our reflection on the glass. Let's set a sign finally approaches me, clearly upset. Don't apologize. Should have just told you earlier. I don't want you around because it only puts you at risk. That's it. Yeah. You know, I really felt like I was making a difference when I was tagging along. He extends out his arms, holding me tightly. You did, and I'm impressed. What? I stammer over myself, trying to find the words to conceal my embarrassment. You saved Javier, you obliged to follow us and helped us get several leads, and you never once complained about it. He looks at me closely, as if he's trying to understand me better. I'll be lying if I didn't say I'm quite fond of you and your resiliency. When it comes down to it, you have to realize that you're a civilian without formal training. There are legal concerns, and we could face problems if anything were to happen to you. Today should have been an eye-opener for all of us. He points to his shoulder. We initially thought your incident was minor, but it escalated into dealing with a gang, and now we suspect a major crime syndicate is involved. Just because you got out clean this time doesn't mean you can the next, especially when they've got firearms. His tone is gentle and sensible. I know. It's just, I feel like this is my responsibility too. Blackout was targeting me and Monty, and now they've disappeared. I want to get to the bottom of this too, and make a difference or something. He wraps me in his arms and sighs. His grip is tight but reassuring. If you're aware of the risks, then let's talk about this tomorrow, with the three of us. Maybe Javier can figure out something and pull some strings. No promises, though. Is that what you want? My eyes light up and Rue notices. I'll take that as a yes. Yeah. Thank you. He gently pats me on the head before letting go. Now come down to the lobby tomorrow at noon. We'll figure something out. Now, get some rest. I nod back, feeling a sense of peace wash over me as I watch Rue leave. Night. My fucking heart! Ah! Well, that was amazing. That was amazing. I can't wait for the next update. They're both so huggable, but for different reasons. They're also huggable, but for different reasons. Wait. Is it? Is it?
It still kinda pissed me off that these two motherfuckers never kissed.
Hang on, let me check something. You know what? I'll ask about it in Discord. Anyways, stay safe. Have a good night. Why was my caps lock on? And I will see you all tomorrow.